Ducks better scat when the gat goes click clack, or I'ma have your family dressed in all black. Welcome to the Actors of Combat podcast, episode 18. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to have you. I am one half of your host, Hugo the Boss, Hugo in all black. Hugo got next. You already know, joined by my co-host.
It's your boy, Ray, Big Boogie, Boogie Kahuna, Big Black. Feel me? We back in black.
And for all of you guys, man, you already know the routine. Follow on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And everybody on YouTube, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that comment button. Or actually, you don't hit the button. You subscribe, you hit the... Man, you know what I'm talking about. Show love to the YouTube.
For all of us, our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, you already know. But before we get into this UFC Jacksonville today, we're going to recap some bets. We're going to make this nice and easy for you guys. This is a fun card, and we're going to get through this together. Make sure you guys get some money in your pockets, get some quality picks, get some quality understanding of the fights. And we are going to start off with our bets from last weekend, which we...
Yay!
Yeah. we had some decent nights. I'm up 2 units. My brother is a little below breaking even, you know.
Yeah, I take this as a dub considering all my other past weeks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm only minus what? Minus 0.3. I mean, it's a break even. It's a baby L.
It's a break even.
I call that a baby L. That's like not a hood perfect, but
yeah, we started off with Big L. We got Baby L. You know, Big L. For all you guys who don't know, that line that I opened up the podcast with was Big L. So
hip hop. Feel me?
Yeah, get your hip hop together. You know, but let's get our bets together. I guess to recap, we have. I guess we'll start with our losses. My brother and myself took Almeida.
I got this. I'm not gonna jumble it like last week.
And my brother and me took Duncan. Chris Leroy Duncan, and Jesus, that was a tough one because he just showed poor fight IQ, didn't know how to work behind the jab. Man, he's got real talent. It's just he's got to get his fundamentals together.
Hard agree.
My brother also got Bondar wrong in 2 spots. and then outside of that, we had winning nights for the most part. Me and my brother had Vettori Cannonier going the distance, which he did. We had a parlay on Sedriques and Costa inside the distance. And we also had a parlay on Sedriques and Costa finishing via knockout. I added a couple more bets on my side, parlays. It was a parlay night for me. I've been doing really good with parlays lately, so definitely tell me, ladies and gentlemen. Costa Flick, Mota Torres, and Sedriques and Silva. Fight does not go the distance as a parlay.
That's for all 3 of them, right?
All 3 of them. Yep. And Bukowskis, Pauga, Salikov, Dalby, and Vettori Cannonier. Over 1.5 for the first 2 fights. Vettori Cannonier, over 2.5 rounds. Hit on that one. So
payday.
Yes.
Payday. You want payday.
It was beautiful, man. And yeah, it was a decent night. I will say, we're definitely trending in the right direction again, and we're gonna keep this shit going for the next couple of weeks, going straight, and we're gonna finish until we get that break week in a couple of weeks. But right now, we're going to put our focus into UFC Jacksonville. And I guess my brother here will start it off. So what you got for me, brother?
All right. First fight we got on the card for UFC Jacksonville. We have Cody Brundage going against the Reaper, Sedriques Dumas. The Reaper, Sedriques Dumas, 7-1, lost his last fight. Fighting out of Pensacola, Florida. So he's a hometown boy. Well, he's a home state guy, I guess. 27 years old, 6'2", going against late replacement Cody Brundage, who is 8-4, 2-fight losing streak. He is 3-2 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Colorado, 29 years old, 6 foot. This is one of these fights where Cody Brundage probably should win. Because, I mean, we seen what happened with Dumas when he fought Fremd. If you could take this guy down, I mean, you got a solid shot at winning the fight. Problem is, don't like Brundage, habitual line stepper. I'm pretty sure he's minus money. I'm not in the business of laying minus money on Brundage at all. So, this might be a pass. Or, I mean, if you're gonna bet it, I think you go dog here. You go dog. You go with the Street Fighter boy. And when I say Street Fighter, I ain't talking about Ken and Ryu. I'm talking about the lines of like Masvidal, Kimbo Slice. This guy was fighting in backyards, doing the dirt. You feel me? Like this guy, you know, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Straight out of Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's got power. He's got pop. I mean, he's a little bit of a hybrid because he also got a little jiu-jitsu in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Not as raw as like Kimbo, but you know, not as polished as Masvidal.
No.
But you know, he's there, and I think if he could survive the first round with Brody, yeah, Cody Brody Brundage over here, he could survive the first round with homeboy. I think this is Dumas because he's gonna out volume this boy, and Brundage, when you show him the door, my man is more than happy to accept the invite. What do you got, my brother?
Yeah, Cody Brundage at the door is like a vampire when he gets invited into a house.
All you gotta do is invite him, boy. Just show him.
He's I tell you this much. Everything you said is on point. And I mean, this dude Dumas is a straight goon, man. Has a crazy criminal record no one talks about. I don't even want to put my man on blast like that. I don't know him like that. I don't want to, you know.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even call him your man because, you know, depending on you start looking into my man's criminal past, you might want to disassociate.
Yeah,
you know
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Let's back up from there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I cannot. It's all alleged, you know.
Allegedly.
I don't know this guy, but
yeah, but you know,
when I say my man's, I'm saying this guy.
Yeah. Come on, y'all from New York, you already know.
Y'all already know. But
well, for New York dudes, you already know. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we talk. Dead ass, you feel me?
Yeah, the Mecca. But what I will say, yeah, he's got real power in his hands, and if Cody doesn't get him out in the first round, I think he's gonna knock him out in the second round. Cody has shit gas tank. He's coming back a little too soon from that. He kind of took a fucking walloping in that fight against homeboy. What's this dude's name? The jiu-jitsu practitioner, Rodolfo Vieira.
Yes.
I mean, dude, that was like 2 months ago, and he got mopped in that fight. Like I know he got subbed, but he took a pounding on the floor before he got subbed. And he got, I know he was having his moments against Vieira, but Vieira's not a striker. This guy is. And I expect Cody to wrestle. I just don't expect him to be able to wrestle for 2 rounds. I think this is definitely a live dog pick. And I think there's real value in picking Dumas, even in a live bet spot. If it gets to the second round, you bet Dumas because Cody's not going to last too much longer after that.
I mean, I keep the bet overall kind of smallish because it's not like Dumas is somebody you can actually trust either. This is another like prove it fight for him.
Yeah,
like his first fight against Fremd. I mean, Fremd kind of like showed people like, hey man, y'all people sleeping on me. Like,
yeah, he's underrated too.
Fremd was
Fremd is underrated as shit. I think this is a much more lined matchup. By the UFC. It's a better fight for Dumas. It's more fair.
Yeah.
Is that even correct English? More fair?
Fairer?
No, that's more fair. It's more fair. I think so, yeah.
Bars.
So, but what I will say, yeah, I like Dumas is definitely a live dog. Don't know if I'm gonna bet it, but that's how I would play it.
All right, next fight we have here. It's the second fight in the prelims. It is Tatsuro Taira versus Kleydson Rodrigues. Tatsuro Taira, 13-0. Perfect. Fighting out of Japan, 23 years old. Going against KR Kleydson Rodrigues, 8-2. Won his last fight, 4-1 overall in his last 5. 27 years old. Listen, I've had a lot of success betting Taira ever since he's been in the UFC. I feel like there's no reason to hop off the train right now. I think Kleydson is probably one of his tougher competition, English. One of his more challenging matchups. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I got your 6, my brother.
Good looking boy, because I was fumbling there. But like, yeah, it's one of his more tougher matchups. This fight stays standing. I think Kleydson, you know, I don't know if he's got the better hands, but he could the strike for strike. I think it's going to be competitive on the feet. I think he could make Taira uncomfortable standing because of his pressure. But I think if this fight goes to the ground, and I think it will go to the ground, I think Tatsuro is just
a buzzsaw.
It's just another level on the ground. And I don't know if I can predict the finish here or not, but my lean is going to be Tatsuro. Don't know how I'm going to bet it.
He's minus
if
250.
I'm gonna bet it, yeah, that's
He might
super
be
big.
he might be a parlay piece, but I'm not even sure I would go there.
Yeah, because I mean, there is a chance Kleydson could I could see a Kleydson decision win here.
Yeah.
But the lean is Tatsuro. Don't know how I'm gonna bet it. What about you, my brother?
For everything you said, I think Tatsuro is the real deal, and I think he can get a stoppage in this fight. But Kleydson is another level from what he has been contested with, and we've seen a lot of times these undefeated fighters don't stay undefeated long in the UFC. So this fight might be low key a pass for me, even though I want to bet Taira. I'm gonna look at some more footage from Kleydson, but I don't. I think this is gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be a 2-1 dog when this fight starts.
I agree. I think the fight is much closer than the line suggests.
Yeah, he's plus 210 actually.
That's why I don't feel comfortable maybe betting Tatsuro straight. But personally, Tatsuro hasn't let me down so far. I could find a way to bet him. I don't know how I'm gonna bet him.
Fight might go over. I think so.
Yeah, I could see an over.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just stick him in a small little DGen parlay or something like that for small, just in case,
I agree.
But I do feel good about him, but
Yeah.
like I said, don't know how I'm gonna bet it.
Can't bet it straight.
Yeah.
250, that's right, It's too risky, man. But anyway, yeah, we can move on to the next fight.
All right, next fight we have here in the featherweight division, we have Jamall Emmers going against Jack Jenkins. Pretty boy Jamall Emmers, 19-6. He is 3-2 out of his last 5, winning his last fight. Fighting out of the Redlands, California, 33 years old. Damn, he's older than I remember. Going against Jack Farr Jenkins. Jack Jenkins here, he is 11-2. Currently 5 out of his last 5. All wins. Fighting out of Victoria, Australia, 30 years old. I think this fight is actually a very good fight. There's a lot of good fights on this card, but this fight is pretty good.
Great fight.
I know Jamall Emmers. I'm gonna lean Jamall Emmers.
You can't say I know Jamall Emmers.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just did the whole my man thing all over again.
Listen, this is the way we talk in New York, bro. So,
Never could say you. I'm sorry, brother.
I know my man. No, it's okay. But I think I'm leaning pretty boy here. I think overall, I like Jack Jenkins as a prospect overall. I think Jamall Emmers got him covered everywhere. I think Jamall Emmers is a little underrated. I know people kind of look down on him from that fight that he had with, was it Pat Sabatini or?
Yep.
Where he kind of
he went for a footlock on him.
He tried to leg lock and, it was a 50-50 leg lock position. And I was like, man, that's not the way you want to fight out of the position. But his last fight after his comeback, because he ended up tearing his knee there, right? If I remember correctly.
Yep.
Against Ashkabov, I thought that was a very impressive win. Your boy laid money on that boy right there and made some money right there. You heard what I'm saying? So it might be 2 for 2. The only thing I worry about is, like I said, Jack Jenkins. I think he's very solid, and I think it's more just maybe the leg kicks that I'm worried about. Right. Jamall Emmers
He doesn't respond well to them.
He don't respond well to them. He don't know how to kind of defend them. And Jack Jenkins, his leg kicks are fucking wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked. So it's like, not with the most biggest confidence I'm leaning Jamall Everts, but if this fight plays out the way I think it's going to play out, Jamall Everts, he just got more paths to victory in my opinion. So
yeah, I agree with you. And the only thing that concerns me about Jamall Emmers is also my lean. I don't know if I'm going to bet this fight just because he's minus 200. I don't know if he's worth minus 200. I'm going to be honest with you.
100%.
But what I will say is what scares me the most about Jamall Emmers is his fight decisions, his fight IQ. That Pat Sabatini thing, even in that last fight that he won, he did have some moments where he kind of showed questionable fight IQ. Even though overall it was a decent fight, it was a decent performance on his part. So, when it comes to his fight IQ, police, help! So that's how I feel about it. I genuinely feel like when I've told you guys many times in this podcast, sometimes a person can be the most talented fighter in the world, but if they just don't make good fight decisions, you don't want to put your money on them because it's like, if they're not thinking about not getting knocked out or not getting their knee torn apart, then they're definitely not thinking about your pockets, so
true.
It's crazy, so no, this fight might be a big fucking stay away from me just because Jamall Emmers does have questionable fight IQ. It's a little terrifying, but overall, he's the more talented athlete, bigger. He does everything better. He should win this fight. I'm just not sure he's worth the money the hard-earned money that we worked for these last 2 weeks.
I mean,
so
I think if you're gonna bet the Jenkins side, maybe bet him by KO because again I can see like a leg kick KO stoppage. But besides that, I mean, like my brother said, it's probably gonna be a pass for him. It might be a pass for me, but you know, for pick's sake, I'm gonna lean Emmers. I think he wins as a straight pick, but I don't know if I'm gonna bet it. All right, next fight we got here. We got my boy Walter Goggins in the flesh, Trevor Peek going against late replacement Chepe Mariscal. Trevor Peek, Walter Goggins, 8-0, perfect 8-0 with 8 KOs, fighting out of Alabama.
You mean
28 years old.
Is that Damon Jackson?
Damon, I mean, listen.
They brothers.
You ever seen them both in the same room?
Yeah.
I'm just asking the questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever seen any three of those guys in the same room, bro.
You're not wrong. I think they're the same dude.
I mean, listen, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that's Cat.
I think he might be on the new Justify coming up. You don't know.
No bullshit. Go ahead, dog.
I don't know where I was at. Anyway, we got Chepe Mariscal, the machine gun. 13-6 overall, 3-fight win streak, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, 30 years old. The machine gun. Hit that. Hit him again with that machine gun. Okay, you're empty. You're empty. No more bullets. No more bullets. Man, this is a 50-50 fight, I think. And the only reason I say 50-50 is Trevor Peek, I mean, you could tell my boy, he's raw as raw steak, boy. He, exciting fighter, definitely got power.
Oh.
Definitely got pressure, and he definitely got that dog. You have to, I mean, you need to fight a guy named Machine Gun because you're going to need a machine gun to probably take this boy out. Like, you need to kill this man to get him out the ring. That's all. Like, Trevor Peek is a dog. But
he fights like those dudes you see at the bar, man. Like, that they get into fist fights after they get too drunk and shit. I mean, dude, that little punch he threw the last fight. It was like
standing hammer fist,
standing hammer fist.
Bam.
He was doing ground and pound while fully standing up.
Bro.
I never seen it.
My man shaking maracas.
I thought it was a myth.
He was what's the term we heard earlier today? My man was he was shaking the dice, you know what I'm saying? He was rolling the dice on these dudes. Bam, bam, bam.
Hey, yo.
Hey, boys. That's an insider, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but yeah, how do you feel about this fight, man?
Like I said, I think Trevor Peek has got he's got the power, he's got the aggression, he's definitely got that dog. Mariscal, though, definitely, I mean, even though he's making his UFC debut here, definitely fought the better brand of competition by far.
How insane is that, right?
Lost to Sean Soriano, lost to Steve Garcia, lost to Joannis Brito. Okay, those are his losses. He beat Yusuf Salau. He beat Pat Sabatini. Lost to Bryce Mitchell. Lost to Gregor Gillespie. So, I mean, again.
Yeah, this fight's a pick'em, man.
But the only problem with Mariscal here, Mariscal
doesn't have the best chin.
Does not have a chin at all. Yeah. So it's like, it's a battle of will here, you know? Like, does Mariscal fight the perfect fight here and not get clipped? Or does Trevor Peek bar brawl his way into his chin and put my man, you know, in a Motel 6? You feel me? Like, tuck him in. Tuck him in. This fight's crazy. So maybe, man, if I had to lean,
violence.
I mean, for the podcast, we got to make a pick, right?
Yeah.
Man, it's tough, dude. It's tough.
I feel like Trevor might get it done because of the physicality. I also feel like Trevor, I'm going to check right now, but I think Trevor might be the bigger guy.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look at the dimensions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trevor Peek is 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. My boy Chepe is 5'6" with a 69.5-inch reach.
Interesting.
I'm literally going to lean Trevor Peek here just because of the size and the durability. And the thing is, he gets taken to the floor. He doesn't panic too much. No. He knows how to get up.
Well, I mean, he knows how to get up, but he also kind of gets up like Derrick Lewis. Like,
yeah,
he just he goes, all right, I'm getting up.
Yeah.
Wait, you on me? Wait, hold up. Gets up.
they just know the right times to explode.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's got like an uncanny ability to like find that right time just to get up.
Yeah, Trevor's a dog, man.
Yeah.
You know, but for this fight,
people gonna bleed. It's gonna get cut open, and somebody might die.
Yeah.
Violence is
super necessary.
and I think that's definitely the way to bet this fight.
Yeah, I think the bet is probably fight doesn't go if it's not juiced, under 2.5 if it's not juiced. But for peak's sake, you hear me? For pick's sake, I think I'm ever so slightly gonna unconfidently lean Trevor Peak here.
Yeah,
My man Walter Goggins for the fucking win.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's a pick 'em at -110. This fight will probably not be getting my lean's peak, but it probably won't be getting.
It's a pick 'em, right?
Yeah, it won't be getting my money. I don't think so. The actual pick, but the violent spots, you parlay that shit. This shit is not going to decision. Someone's getting fucking nuked in this fight. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, maybe. I mean, it's only scary because Peak's never been finished. But I mean, this is going to be obviously his toughest comp to date. But I mean,
the thing is, the way
my
he
man's-
fights too, though, it's like, you know, the way Peak fights, it's kind of like if he doesn't get you out in the round and a half, he's gonna gas. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't fight. He doesn't have great technique. He doesn't have great pacing. And the thing is, how many fights has he actually been out of the first round?
though it don't matter because what's going to happen is he's going to turn into the white boy version of DMX. And
Yeah.
that dog is coming out, boy. You know what I'm saying?
People gonna bleed.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I meant to hit Yoel.
I got you.
Go ahead. Go. Set me up. That's Trevor. That's Trevor right there. He's coming in there, dog.
Yeah, look at dude. This guy has never seen a third round. If he gets to the third round, he's getting stopped. I'm telling you, because look at this. Even his round twos, they're barely over or barely under the halfway into the first round. You know what I think? Into the second round. You know what's a good bet for this fight? Arguably, the under round and a half. They got that right now at -165, and I don't think that's a bad bet. Under 2.5 is gonna for sure hit.
Oh, you know what else I kind of like? I want you to, if it's available, check. Fight doesn't start round 3.
Not available. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, fight doesn't start round 3 is sexy.
I kind of like that.
If it's not juiced, you parlay it. I think that shit hits for sure. Like I'm parlaying that for sure. Like someone's getting murked in this fight. That's all I gotta say. Someone's gonna die, man.
Go ahead.
In a video
hit it
game.
one more time.
In a video game, but at the end of the day, someone's gonna get
They would have been packing them up.
bin packing them up in a garbage bin. You feel me? So, but outside that, yeah, we can move on from this one.
All right, next fight we got here in the, what is this? Flyweight division. We have your boy Zhalgas Zhumagulov. My man has been trying to fight for weeks. And he's got a new opponent here going against Joshua the Fearless Van.
The fearless van.
I mean, shit.
Fear the Maverick, fear the van.
Fear the Van.
What is this? The Scooby Doo shit?
I don't
The
know,
Scooby Doo van.
We got
I can't. I was gonna say something, but we'll keep it to myself. But go ahead, continue.
I mean, can you let it fly or not?
No.
All right.
I'm gonna get this podcast DFCA'd. No, we're
Get
good.
it struck down with furious thunder. All right, we got Zhumagulov here, 14-8 on a 3-fight losing streak, fighting out of Aktobe, Kazakhstan, 34 years old, going against the Fearless Van, Joshua Van, 7-1, 5 out of his last 5 all wins, fighting out of Texas, hailing from, I don't know what country that is, Myanmar? Okay, I don't want to disrespect. But he's fighting out of, he's training out of Texas, 21 years old. I'm going to lean Zhalga here only because, and you know what? I'm going to lean Zhalga as a straight pick, but not confidently. Joshua has never really gone to decision in his, and not even his UFC career, in his career in general. Never seen a decision, win or loss. He's got a couple of submission losses, but Zhumagulov, he's one of those, Zhumagulov, I apologize. He's one of those guys that kind of just fights to his competition. He likes to keep all his fights close. He probably won't finish Van here. I could see this fight going to decision.
Split decision.
Probably going to be looking for a split decision bet. That's probably going to be my bet. Split decision, leaning Zhalgas. He should be able to win this fight. Don't know. That's the way I kind of feel about this one here.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, and we just had this fight with same talk with about like Jinu Frey the other day, where they kind of just take their foot off the gas in the fight, they get like a convincing league and they just coast, but they coast to the point where they fight too safe and they kind of give the fight away. Zhumagulov, as I said on the last podcast, he could easily be 4-2 in the UFC right now. I think he's like 1-6, 1-5.
I got you right now.
It's some crazy shit.
He's only got one win, and his one win was against a guy, Jerome Rivera, who is currently not in the UFC no more. And I think that was a weight class up as well. That was at flyweight. That was all at flyweight. I apologize. But yeah, that's his only win. And Jerome Rivera is currently featured endeavored, if I am not mistaken. He is not in the UFC.
Yeah, I what I like in this fight for sure, the overs, for sure. Split decisions, a nice little prop if it's juiced. I suggest you play it too. We don't have lines, guys. It's a little early in the week. And what I will say is that my lean is also Zhumagulov, just because I think he's the more technical striker, and I think he just has more experience with better brand of competition. But like if he loses this fight, would I be surprised? No. And can I see him like losing a close decision? Yeah, I can. Zhumagulov's the lean. The bets are definitely the overs, and they're probably going to get parlayed because Zhumagulov is a tough out, doesn't hit very hard, and very hard to knock out and get out of there. Because he does everything well. He gets taken down. He's able to sweep, get back up immediately, knows how to scramble. He's a good fighter, man. I feel bad for him because he should have a better record in the UFC. I thought he won some of those fights that he lost, but this is why you have to like really make it convincing when you start putting volume on people that you are the better fighter in the fight, and not, leave it up to these judges, man, to like just rob you. And by the way, this is Jacksonville. All the Southern judging sucks. Let's just keep it real. And that's something to keep in mind for this card too. So if you think a fight's going to be close, I'd rather be on the dog side if you are going to bet it. But I just be very careful if you think some of these fights are going to decision, because Southern judging sucks. I'm going to be honest with you. Texas, Jacksonville, they're going to look at pressure. And, with that being said, Joshua Van is, in fact, a live dog for this fight because Zhumagulov is definitely not going to press the action. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this. But Zhumagulov, the lean, over is going to be the bet and or parlayed.
Next fight we have here, we got in the strawweight division for the women. We have Tabatha Ricci going against Gillian Roberts. Tabatha Baby Shark Ricci 8-1, 3-1. I apologize. She is on a 3-fight win streak, but she is 4-1 on her last 5. Hailing from Brazil, training out of California, 28 years old, going against the Savage, Gillian Robertson. 12-7 overall, 3-2 out of her last 5 on a 2-fight win streak. Fighting out of Florida, but hailing from Canada, 28 years old. This one I'm kind of going back and forth on.
It's crazy.
This is actually a really good fight.
It's a great fight.
Gillian Robertson, ever since she's moved back to her, she's moved down a weight class, right?
115. Yeah.
Yep. She's been looking pretty good.
She's big too for the weight class.
Tabatha, and I think everybody's got a size advantage over Tabatha. She definitely is a big girl for this weight class in general. But Tabatha, I think she's good. The problem is we haven't seen her really tested against this level of competition. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the grappling plays out. I think striking, I might give Tabatha the edge, the slight edge. I don't think both of them are particularly very skillful when it comes to the striking part of their games. But I give Tabatha probably the edge only because of volume and maybe just straight pressure and tenacity. Because I see her just like going forward and just like throwing punches. But I think this fight does eventually make its way to the ground, and that's where it's going to get interesting, because I want to say Gillian is probably the stronger grappler. She's a strong girl, man. She's got the most finishes in women's. Is it women's flyweight or women's something like? She got a lot of sub wins.
Yep.
So, man, that's tough. I don't know who I lean here.
Tabatha's minus 135, Gillian's plus 115. I think that's lined about right.
Man.
Yeah, it's a great fight.
I wanna lean Gillian slightly, but I got a weird feeling
Tabatha might be the real deal.
Tabatha might this is gonna be like a good
wake up call for the rest of the division.
A good prove it fight to like, hey man, I'm not just some, I'm not just like Mackenzie Dern's training partner. You know what I'm saying? Like she's actually legit. But I'm gonna lean Robinson here in a very close fight. I don't know if there's a finish here. If there is a finish, it's gonna be on the Gillian side, but there could be a finish. This fight could go to decision. I don't know how I'm gonna bet this fight. I might just stay away from this fight, but I'm gonna lean Gillian here.
Yeah, this fight is like a coin flip, and
It is.
and the reason why I say that, and I'm just to echo what you're saying. You saw how much I kind of criticized Tabatha last fight because of how she was dealing with Jessica Penne, and she kind of like she leaves her hands extended, like when she's in the guard. That's a big no-no in jiu-jitsu, especially with someone as good as Gillian Robertson, man. And if you give Gillian that kind of arm and that elbow for her to grab and wrap her for an arm bar, she will tie it up and snap your arm right off and take it home and put it in her back pocket, man. She's got some filthy jiu-jitsu off her back when she gets on top of you. And the thing is, she's going to be the bigger girl here. I don't know if she's going to be the stronger girl because Tabatha Ricci, man, I mean, if you guys have not seen her, she's a tank. She's a tank of a woman, man. She's fine. She's like jacked, looks really good.
And if I had to pick which side is going to bring more energy, it's going to be the Ricci side. If I had to pick which side is going to bring more just like activity in terms of like striking, it's going to be the Ricci side. Like I said, the Robinson's got a good chance, especially if she's on top. If she ends up on top on the ground. I don't know how either of them are going to look on their backs.
Yeah,
it's a good fight.
It's a great fight. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Ricci won, to be honest. And I might flip flop here. This is probably one of those fights where I'm just gonna I might wait till literally an hour before I actually make a bet or kind of decide which way I want to go. But
Plus, I want to see how Robertson looks. This is gonna be a second fight at flyweight. I mean, at strawweight. So I want to see how she looks on the scale, and I'm gonna make a decision from there. But my lean is probably gonna be I like dog money here, man. I really do. I think Tabatha's the better striker. To disagree with you. But I think
no, we agree.
Oh, we agree. Okay,
Yeah,
so Tabatha's the better striker.
I agree.
Gillian's the better grappler in this fight.
I think
it just is. Yeah, I think Tabatha. She has a lot. She did it against Jessica Penne, but Jessica Penne is old and likes to lay on her back, and you can kind of mitigate her if you just control her. She's just not as active off her back, at least at the age of 40, 41, as Gillian is as a 20-something-year-old who she's not even 30 yet.
Yeah,
I think Tabatha's older than her, man. It's kind of crazy, but there's real. This is what I'm saying. This might be a close fight, and if you wanna be, I'm gonna lean Gillian just for the points that I made. Gillian does pressure. Gillian can control her against the fence. Gillian's gonna be the bigger girl. I want to see how she looks in the scale, but I think this fight might be another dog bet. No official bet. The lean's gonna be Gillian. I just want to see how she looks in the scale, and then from there we'll figure it out. So, but yeah, we can move on to the next one.
All right, next fight we have in the men's lightweight division, we have Mateusz Rębecki going against Loik Radzhabov. Mateusz Rębecki, 17-1, 5 wins in his last 5 fights. Fighting out of Poland, 30 years old, going against the Tajik tank, Loik Radzhabov, 17-4-1. He is currently on a 2-fight winning streak, 4-1 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Tajikistan, training out of Florida, 32 years old. This fight is actually going to be a very good fight. This like last week I mentioned the word mirror match. I think this is another mirror match. Both guys kind of like to do the same thing.
Word for word, bar for bar.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot we had that there. Hit that one again.
Word for word, bar for bar.
Oh shit! You had Charlemagne in the back, right? Holy shit!
But I mean, listen, they both kind of want to do the same thing here. I think if I have to give the striking edge to anybody, man, that's tough. Maybe a little weak on the power, but Mateusz on the volume. And then when it comes to the grappling, Loik, he'll go for more takedowns and take you down, but he has a hard time holding you down, where Mateusz, he won't go for the takedown as often, but when he takes you down, he does a good job at holding you down. Man, it's tough. Don't know how I'm going to lean this fight. I think the over's hit. I think from a betting perspective, I think probably goes the distance, starts round 3, over 2.5, definitely over 1.5. It's probably gonna be wild juiced.
Parlay it.
Fight goes the distance, like I said, decision. For pick's sake, man, coin toss 50-50. I'm gonna lean Rębecki, only because Radzhabov, when he gets hit, he gets knocked down a lot, and if it's gonna be a close fight,
Who could land better damage?
we got Florida judging here.
Pressure. Yeah.
You know, like it's gonna look good whenever Radzhabov hits the floor from a punch, and it's gonna look good when Rębecki just keeps landing it on him. I mean, it's gonna be a close fight. I don't know who wins. I'm gonna lean Rębecki just on that.
What do you think's the favorite?
Radzhabov?
Nah, it's actually Rębecki, -145.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Everything you're saying, and I'm not even going to add on to that because that was beautiful. And I think that was exactly what everything you said, I was in the mirror. Like, I agree with you.
I guess I don't know how to cap this, but like, we got Poland versus Tajikistan. Those are two very good countries when it comes to like producing tough fighters, so it's like I can see the overs hitting. I'm gonna lean Rębecki. I don't think I'm gonna bet anything straight here. I don't know. I'm probably we'll see.
Overs, maybe the overs.
Actually, who's the bigger guy here? Wow. Okay, we got Tajikistan stand up right here. Not Rębecki, Loik. We got 7'11", you hear me? 5'11" to 5'7". So he's got what's that, a 5-inch reach? I can't do that.
Four.
I mean, 4-inch height advantage, and he's got a 2-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, so
he is gonna be the bigger guy.
Radzhabov is the bigger dude for sure.
I'm still gonna lean Rębecki. I think. I don't know. Listen, I'm flip flopping on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I do think this fight does probably go hit some overs, and it probably does. Decision. I think I can see a decision. Which way it's leaning, I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm for everything you mirrored. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we could carry forward. That was beautiful. It's hard to call that fight. It really is. Maybe the rounds. That's as far as I go. So,
all right. Next fight we have here, and we're still in the prelims, and we have Randy Brown going again. What was that?
Big card.
Oh yeah. It's like 14 fights.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Randy Rude Boy
Brown on the prelims. That's crazy. Going against Wellington Turman. We got Rude Boy, 16-5. Lost his last fight, but he is 4-1 at his last 5. Hailing from Jamaica, fighting out of Queens, New York. 32 years old, 6'3", big boy, Rude Boy. Going against the prodigy Wellington Turman, who is 18-6, lost his last fight. Currently in his last 5, he is 2-3. So it's not looking too good for my boy. Hailing out of Brazil, fighting out of Brazil, 26 years old. This fight
scares the shit out of me.
It does, because I feel like Randy Brown should be the side here, man. But Randy Brown
-225 on the betting line.
That's a big number to bet on Randy Brown, who's a guy who I'm not saying he's got like bad fight IQ or nothing, but he just likes to stunt and
he got a bad chin.
He likes to line step, and he don't got really a good chin. And Thurman could thump.
He thumps, man. And by the way, this just to know, guys, this fight's at welterweight. Turman's moving down to welterweight for this fight. He was formerly a middleweight, so this fight for sure is going to be wait for the weigh-in. If Turman looks good, pretty good on the weigh-ins, I'm gonna bet Turman here, man. Just to throw that out there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, my brother.
No. You keep going, bro.
Yeah, Turman thumps, and Turman's durable. So if he looks good on this weight cut, I'm gonna predict that he's gonna have durability, and his power carrying down to this weight class. His striking is not terrible, and Randy, as much as he likes to stunt and try to use beautiful boxing ability and work behind his kicks and stay safe, for some reason he always gets cracked. You know, Rude Boy always has a rude awakening in these fights. You know what I'm saying? So I think Turman is live as fuck. And I will say, like, if Randy gets knocked out,
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
I'm not. You know, I just don't. I can't. It's hard for me to trust a guy who tries to play on the outside like that and still manages to get caught. You know, I just don't think he's as defensively sound as he says he is. You know, and not even says as people paint him out to be. He's got good skill. He's a lot of potential, but I think he might be a product of cutting too much weight, which is why his durability is not necessarily there. He's very big for this weight class, man. And I think our boy Turman, he's looking very, very live. Especially at plus 190, and I probably expect that line to get a little wider by fight time. Anything over 180 is a great bet on him. I think so. So,
okay. Well, I mean, for me, I think Randy's gonna be the pick. He's gonna be my lean. I don't know if I'm gonna bet it. In a perfect world, I think he does win this fight, but at minus 200 and up, I don't know if I have the confidence to bet him at that number.
You don't even have the confidence to put him in your parlay.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
He's suspect, bro.
Yeah,
like his chin.
And I like
suspect.
him. I like his style, man. But you know,
yeah, I like his style too. Like,
you know,
yeah. I mean, I knew he was gonna get murked by Jack Della. I mean, he got subbed by a knockout artist in Jack Della. So,
nah, Jack Della's the real deal, though.
yeah, he's a future welterweight champion competitor. Like, you know, he's gonna compete for that belt. He's a beast, man. He's special, but still, you know, easy money on that one when we bet against Rude Boy.
Payday.
All right, next fight we got here, and this is the main event for the prelims. We have Neil Magny versus Philip Rowe. Phil Rowe, the Fresh Prince, 10-3, 3-fight winning streak. 4 out of his last 5 are wins. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, 32 years old. Going against the Haitian sensation, Neil Magny, the vet, 27-10. Lost his last fight, but he is 3-2 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Dalton, Illinois, 35 years old. This fight is another fight where initially I'm still kind of leaning Magny here, but I think this fight is definitely way closer than what's the line on this fight?
Minus 175 to plus 150. Who's the favorite?
Magny's the favorite.
Yeah. Yep.
Magny's the favorite. That makes sense. I feel like this fight should be a little closer. A little closer. I think Neil Magny's probably got him covered on the ground. But, I mean, I think it's competitive. I think Phil Rowe's a little underrated on the ground. Phil Rowe, I see his trajectory going up. I feel like he's getting better and better every fight. Where Magny, we kind of know where he's at.
And he's old.
And he's getting older. But Magny's one of those guys that he's like, you know, he loses to the guys he should lose to, but he wins against the guys he should win against. And I don't know where Philip Rowe lands on that scale. Because I think Philip Rowe is better than people kind of talk about him to be.
I agree.
But, I mean, this is a good test for him, I think. And at the current moment, I might lean Magny here. But, this is the first time I think Magny's ever fought anybody that literally is matching him for his height and reach. And
Rowe has a half-inch reach advantage on him, which is crazy at welterweight.
And Rowe, I think Rowe, he's a slow starter, but I think if he gets his striking going, it's like an avalanche. And I'm saying it snowballs into he puts out good.
They're kind of the same fighter, right?
To an extent, I give Magny probably the slight grappling edge, but I give Phil Rowe the slight striking edge for sure.
Yeah, Rowe's actually done grappling competitions against Gordon Ryan, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
So
no shame in his game about his grappling, for sure.
I think Magny might be the better wrestler, for sure too. I will see. You want the real?
I'm slightly leaning Magny for now, but this is one of I think this is one of these other fights where I think I want to see them actually face off.
I agree.
And get a really good read, because I might just flip to Rowe.
100%.
He is the younger guy. He's got the better striking. He don't got obviously the best resume, but I think you got to start somewhere, and I think this could be a good stepping stone for him as well. So I mean, maybe dog or pass, maybe, I don't know. This fight is actually, this is a good fight. This is a very good prelim fight, and especially for the main event for the UFC prelims. I think it's a solid fight. So
yeah, I think Roe's live as fuck, and what I will say is I think I think Neil, it's gonna be interesting to see how he deals with someone with his dimensions. But he doesn't fight many people like that. You see what people are able to do with him, who are not of his dimensions, but are just of an elite caliber of opponent in terms of like their skill set and things of that nature. So I like Magny too as with the lean, but the bet might be Roe. I want to see the weigh-ins, and I want to see these guys look in the scale because they're both extremely big. Magny is huge, but he is a professional. He should make weight pretty easily. Phil Rowe, we'll see how he looks in the scale, but if he looks good, I might just take a shot on him, man, because I just think, what I do see too, this fight can definitely go to decision.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see some overs hitting here, and I could see a decision.
Just because Magny is defensively sound enough off his back and on the feet in terms of his distance management, like to essentially avoid getting stopped. The same thing with Rowe too, though.
Yeah, I can see this being like a mini chess match,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how we bet it, but definitely want to wait to see these guys face off and see them on the scales because they're both humongous for the weight class. So,
all right, to kick off the main card, we have Brendan Allen, and he is going one-on-one with Bruno Silva. This is the middleweight division. We got all in Brendan Allen, 21-5. He's currently 4-1 out of his last 5, 4-fight win streak. Fighting out of Louisiana, 27 years old, going against Blandito Bruno Silva. He is 23-8. Won his last fight, but he is 3-2 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 33 years old. This is another one of these fights where I think my pick is gonna be Brendan Allen. I think my lean is gonna be Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen should have him covered almost everywhere. Bruno Silva can thump. Bruno Silva got hands. Who was Bruno Silva's last opponent? I got you right now. Brad Tavares, and he knocked out Brad Tavares.
And he took damage in that fight too, though.
Yeah, he did.
I don't like that. I don't like him on the quick turnaround because Brendan can crack too. And the thing is, Brendan's gonna wear on him. But continue.
Yeah, I agree. I think Brendan Allen's gonna be my lean here. What's the line on this? If I don't mind inquiring about here.
Brendan Allen's minus 180. I don't think that's steep.
I don't think that's too terrible.
That's not terrible at all. I think I'm with you on this, man. He showed me a lot. He showed me a lot in that Muniz fight, and if his guys is his ceiling's going to be higher than that, well, he has to be 80% of that to beat this guy, in my opinion. I mean, 80% of that.
This is a risky fight for Brendan Allen because he kind of had that Jack Hermanson fight lined up, but Jack Hermanson ended up pulling out because of injury.
Right. So
this is a fight that he probably shouldn't be taking. It's very like high risk, low reward. So Bruno Silva is he's kind of like, this is like not a get out of jail free kind of card like fight, but like it's a fight where he doesn't really have anything to lose. So he might just go in there, balls to the wall, and just pressure Brendan Allen and crack him. But it's scary. It's a scary fight for Brendan Allen, but I think Brendan Allen should win this. It's probably not going to be the prettiest fight, but my lean is Brendan Allen. My pick is Brendan Allen. Haven't really figured out how I'm going to bet this at the moment, but I think Brendan Allen's the side for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Brendan Allen is the pick and the bet. I'm going to go that far, and here's why. Outside of everything else you named, you mentioned.
Talk to me, my brother.
He's lost to Eric Anders, Anthony Hernandez, Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, those are fucking hammers, man.
Yeah. I mean, and Bruno Silva's a hammer himself. I mean, that's the
thing.
And
Trevor Giles, who is actually uber talented.
Yeah.
He is. He's uber, but he's only lost to good to great fighters.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. And, I think he can get caught, but listen, Muniz could crack too and didn't catch him. And I think Muniz has better setups than Silva. I also don't like Silva coming off of that war with Tavares because he got touched up in that fight. I don't like that. I don't like a lot of things, but I do like Brendan's path to victory. He gets this to the floor, he probably stops him.
Yeah, I think it's a sub win for sure.
And if he doesn't stop him, he wears on him and beats the brakes off of him, man.
Yeah.
So, I like Brendan here. I believe he is going to be getting a bet here, guys. So I'm going to say Brendan Allen for the lean, and Brendan Allen for the bet. I'm going to go that far. Brendan Allen's getting my money in this fight. He impressed me with that Muniz performance, man.
And I also think the way this fight plays out is going to be very similar to Bruno's fight against Meerschaert.
Yes.
Where Meerschaert was able to just like implement his game plan, slow the fight down, and eventually get to Bruno there and get that win. Even though like Bruno didn't I feel like that was like one of the worst physically I think I've ever seen Bruno look. I still think Brendan Allen, if he implements that same game plan, I think his jiu-jitsu is just as slick. I mean, maybe not just as slick as Gerald's, but like it's on that level. But he's got the better hands. He's got the quicker, fiber. Like what do you call that? Fast switch muscles, and I think he's like, I don't want to say like a 2.0 of Meerschaert, but like he's a better Meerschaert. And I think if he implements that game plan, I can see that fight playing out more or less kind of like that one.
And plus, another thing we want to definitely see is how does homeboy look on the scale? And
true.
Silva pits. And during that fight, he looked like shit, the one you just mentioned. And he's taking this on what, a week or two notice?
I think it is. No, I don't know. I think this is one of these fights it was kind of on the card already.
Okay, that last minute. Yeah, I think the lead is definitely Brendan Allen.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
I think he's the lead and the bet. I'm gonna go that far. So yeah, pack it up. We can move on.
All right, next fight we got here. We got David Onama going one-on-one with Gabriel Santos. So we got the silent assassin, David Onama, 10-2. Lost his last fight, but he is 3-2 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Uganda, or hailing from Uganda, fighting out of Kansas City. 29 years old. Going one-on-one with, I don't know how to say my man's nickname. Listen, Gabriel Santos. 10-1, lost his last fight, but he is currently 5-1 out of his last 4. Hailing from Brazil, fighting out of Brazil, 26 years old. I'm just gonna lean Santos here. I think Santos, he's probably the favorite if I had to guess. Onama is just one of those things where like his last fight against was it Landwehr? Was that his last fight?
Yeah,
if I remember correctly,
Landwehr took his soul, my boy.
Man, that fight. I mean,
he was like a minus 400 dog, bro. I mean, a 400 favorite.
Fun fight to watch, sloppy fight to watch, great fight to watch, just entertainment value wise. But like Onama, like
he's a 1-round fighter.
He got gassed, man.
He's a one-round fighter, but not even.
Like if he can't get his offense going and his path to victory is like an early stoppage. If he can't get it early, I think Santos like gets him late or takes this to decision. It's more about not trusting Onama than it is like having a lot of faith in Santos. I mean, even though I think Santos is a pretty good fighter, but my lean is going to be Santos here, and I don't know if I'm going to bet this one because I'm still having trouble figuring out how this fight kind of plays out. What about you?
I agree with everything you said, and I think Onama's a 1-round fighter. I really do, and I think Gabriel Santos has a lot of skills, and don't know if this fight goes over just because of Onama's gas tank. It's a very hard fight to bet. I am definitely not laying minus 230 on Gabriel Santos because I still feel like he's a fighter that has to prove things, and he can get knocked out by Onama. Don't get it fucked up. Onama can crack. He has legitimate finishing ability. Mm-hmm. Gabriel Santos is the lean. Don't know exactly how I'm gonna bet this fight. You don't even feel safe with the overs.
Yeah.
Like maybe fight doesn't go the distance, but I'm not sure about that because Onama has shown great finishing ability not to get finished, especially even in the late Landwehr fight where he was exhausted and hurt and he didn't want to go away. That boy did not quit. He did not quit. You know what I'm saying? So,
and
mad respect to him, man. He's a beast.
And
But
Santos in his debut, which was against Lerone Murphy, went to a split decision with him.
yeah, and I think
And
Larone's got real fucking skills, man.
Yeah, so I think if you're able to go to split decision, even though it was a loss, I think if you're able to go to split decision with Lerone Murphy, I think Murray, I apologize.
Yeah, Murphy.
If you're able to go to split decision with that guy, I feel like you have a pretty good chance against Onama.
I agree.
Not to discredit Onama, I think he is skilled, but you know, it's just that gas tank and like his like striking defense overall that kind of worries me. You know, so
Murphy's got legit skill, knows how to set up his punches, and he can crack too. He's a beast, man. I think he got shot in the face.
Did he?
If I'm correct, yeah.
Damn,
he
boy.
shot that dude's gooned up in London. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you go to split decision with that guy, and I think Lerone Murphy, I think very high level Lerone Murphy.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's a fucking good fighter, man. And you go to split decision with him on your debut, you're probably gonna pack Onama up.
What's the line?
Minus 230, man. I think he's parlayable if you want the real. Cause I just don't trust. I want to bet. Remember, let me not say that, because Onama can knock him out. That can happen. You know. We'll see how I bet this fight, guys. This is a tough one, so I'm not gonna. My lean is Santos. Don't know how I go. I think you agree with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't know how to bet it.
Yeah.
Move on. He's done for the night.
All right, now we're here at our featured fight here, and we have
Oh, God.
Now we got the heavyweights, and I think this fight is going to be better than you think. But it is heavyweights, and it is the featured bout. So we got the bad man, Justin Tafa, going one-on-one with Austin Lane. The bad man, Justin Tafa, 6-3, 2-fight winning streak, 3-2 out of his last 5, fighting out of Australia, hailing from Australia, 29 years old. Going one-on-one with Austin Lane, who is 12-3, 5-fight winning streak out of his last 5. Hometown guy, Jacksonville, Florida, 35 years old. Listen, it's gonna sound crazy because I think on the card, this is when it comes to how do you call that? Measurements, I guess.
Yeah.
This is gonna be very lopsided. Austin Lane has 6 inches on my man. Pause. Height. And he's got another 6 inches on him with the reach. Pause. And but for some reason, and I'm pretty sure if I had I'm gonna ask you, is Tafa the favorite?
He is.
I think he should be the favorite because Tafa, like his nickname, I think he's a bad man, boy. Like he's got big like Mark Hunt vibes, not just like in his like appearance, but like in his skill set. That dude could thump, bro. Tafa could thump. And Austin Lane, I mean, like I said, he's got the height and reach. He's gonna have the hometown crowd. He's got 3 losses. I mean, he's kill or be killed here, essentially. He's got 11 wins by KO, but he's also got 3 KO losses. And one of those losses was to Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not aging well at all.
No. But he's been on a fucking tear since that fight.
He has been.
And that's the thing, like, you know, I gotta watch his most recent fights, but I know for sure he has not fought anyone with the striking capability of Justin Tafa.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, my man said, you reach, I teach. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there.
But again, it's another one of those things too, where it's like, I mean, like I like Tafa and I like his skill set, but then if you go down his resume, like he beat Parker Porter, that was the infamous "you reach, I teach." You feel me? But then he has a win over Harry Hunsucker. Right home about there. And he has
Horrible fighter.
2 losses before that to Vandera and to Carlos Felipe, both by decision.
Horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Then before that, he has a round 1 win over Juan Adams. You can hit that button again. Go ahead.
Horrible fighter.
And then he has a loss in his UFC debut against Jorgen De Castro. Hit that button again.
Horrible fighter.
Twice.
Horrible fighter.
I mean, again, not the most impressive resume here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So I'm like, again, I don't know if I'm gonna bet it, but I am gonna lean Tafa here. He's definitely got the more UFC experience, and he's got I think the better overall experience, and I think he's got the slightly better
Striking.
striking,
The skills.
But this is heavyweight, and this dude is a very big dude. But he's also been knocked out by Greg Hardy. I'm leaning Tafa. Don't know I'm gonna bet it. You probably. This is I guess low level heavyweight. And
This is arguably 1-800 gamblers.
Go ahead. Hit him with the line, bro. Go ahead.
It's arguably 1-800 gamblers. You know, if you need help, if you need any assistance, if you bet this fight, you might have problems. Like I'm just gonna put that out there. Like this is low level shit. I don't know why they consistently do this with these low level fights, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this as a feature bout on a pretty decent card.
Well, you know what it is? I think this is like it's a featured bout. I think they do like Tafa here, or maybe they do like Lane. But I think either way, maybe the bet here is fight doesn't go.
Probably.
I think somebody's gonna get clipped somewhere.
Probably.
Because
Justin's got a chin, bro.
Even if I look at Tafa's losses, he's been knocked out once, and that was to who? Jorgen De Castro. Yeah. So he's a little bit killer or be killed here. He's got 2 decision losses, but those are 2 guys who can't thump. Like Vandera and Carlos Felipe, like miss me with that. Those guys suck. But I think UFC is predicting the finish here. I think this fight was originally on the prelims and they moved it up. And the fight they put down in the prelims was the Brundage Sedriques Dumas fight.
All the way to the beginning of the card, which is hilarious.
Yeah, they put it like literally right in the smack dab in the middle. It's the featured fight here.
Brendan Allen Silva should be a feature fight.
I agree.
And I think because Brendan Allen has more upside, and even if he doesn't, this dude's only path to victory is to starch him.
Yeah.
And I think someone's going to get finished in that fight. So I don't get it. You know, there's a big sloppy heavyweight fight. It's the feature prelim. It can't open up the card. It can't, it's just god awful, man. I'm sorry, man. I hate when these cards don't make sense. And yeah, if you bet this fight, like I said, you might need some fucking help. You might.
Being said,
reach out to all available services in case you do have issues. 1-800 Gamblers is available for everybody, so.
What's that number again?
1-800.
Okay, 1-800.
Gamblers. No, it's Gambler, actually.
How do you spell gambler? I need them. I'm just for a friend. I'm not loading this up for me. I'm gonna text some friends about it, about this fight. I don't know, I just want to make sure I got the number down, you know what I'm saying? Not for me, I swear to God. It ain't for me.
Yeah, you might need some help. That's all. But yeah, we can move on from this. I'm done beating on this fight.
All right, now we have arrived at the co-main event, and this fight is actually, I think, pretty solid. We have Amanda Ribas going one-on-one with Maycee Barber. Amanda Ribas, 11-3. She is 3-2 out of her last 5, winning her last fight, hailing from Brazil, fighting out of Brazil, 29 years old, going one-on-one against Maycee the Future Barber. Never liked that nickname, The Future. So, that's kind of a high bar to set for yourself. But, hey, it's working for Ian Gary so far. So, we got Maycee Barber here. She is 12-2, 4-1 out of her last 5, 4-fight winning streak, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 25 years old. This is a fight where I think Ribas kind of has her covered everywhere except for the power department.
And even the wrestling, in a lot of ways.
Maybe. For me, I think if Maycee ends up getting on top, I don't know. I don't think Ribas is I don't think she's lost on the ground, to be honest. What I'm more worried about is maybe I'm worried more about Ribas's chin.
Yeah.
Because I think Maycee could thump.
What do you
Maycee's
think?
Got and especially in this weight class, she's got underrated power.
What do you think the line is for this fight?
Ribas is the favorite.
Sure.
She is -1. No, she's -200.
Yeah. How'd you guess that? Did you look earlier?
No.
Yeah,
actually,
she's -195.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I would probably put this a little closer to 150 personally.
150 is a good line for this fight.
This might be a little too high for Ribas.
Yeah.
But I do think she does get this done the majority of they fought 10 times. I think she gets this fight done the majority of the time. But I think it's close. I think Maycee Barber does bring a lot to the table. I think she is very good. But I think Ribas is just better. And I like her output. The only thing I'm worried about is Rebus is the minute winner for the most part. I think Macy's gonna be like the moment winner, especially if she catches her chin, because I can see Rebus. She can't take a punch, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not gonna get. I mean, has she been knocked out?
Rebus?
I'm curious. Yeah, she has been knocked out
knocked
twice. She got knocked out by who? Marina Rodrigues, who can strike, and Polyana Vienna. Okay, that's not a good knockout loss.
That's sus, man.
And then we got Macy Barber here, who looked all right against Andrea Lee, but I mean, if you went to, I feel like, and this is why I think Rebus got to cover it on the ground, because I think Rebus is better than Andrea Lee on the ground. And if you kind of like went competitive with Andrea Lee on the ground, I think that's why it's the lean for me, And I mean, her only two losses are to Alexa Grasso and Roxanne Modafferi. Alexa Grasso, I get that one. Roxanne, I don't get that one.
She blew her ACL on that fight.
Did she?
Yeah. But Roxanne was beating her before that happened too, so no excuses on her part. But she blew her ACL on that fight.
And then after that, she has 4 wins in a row. Her first of the 4 being Miranda Maverick.
She lost that fight.
That's an okay win. That was a split decision. I think you're right. She
lost
did
that
lose
fight.
that fight.
She lost that fight and she lost her last fight. Continue.
And then her last fight was Andrea Lee.
She lost that fight.
But between that, she has a Montana De La Rosa win. Okay.
That was impressive.
Jessica I win.
Yeah. That was it. Those are I guess tiered.
What's her best win here? I guess the Andrea Lee win
and the Miranda Maverick win. But she
also beat Gillian Robertson too.
Yeah. She won that fight convincingly.
Yeah.
But I thought she lost both those fights against Lee and Maverick. I think the ref you want the real, I think with that being said, Macy Barber, she's live. And here's why I'm gonna tell you she's live.
Talk to me, because I think I'm kind of convinced on the Rebus side here.
Rebus is the better fighter. Mm-hmm. The problem is this is at flyweight, and I think Rebus should be at strawweight.
Really? Oh well, you know what? That makes sense. You're right.
And you're telling me with a pressure fighter like Macy at a plus 165 clip, there's no value there. She hits harder, and I think she's the better wrestler. I really do. She's not the better jiu-jitsu practitioner. She's the better wrestler, and I think she's better at controlling people against the cage. Like I could see it. I could see that. Look what she did against Montana De La Rosa. And Montana's a big girl. I know Montana's not Amanda Hebas, but who has Hebas fought that's gonna do that to her? Maybe Chukagian, but Chukagian doesn't have the physicality that Macy Barber has. You know what I'm saying? And Hebas is a great fighter, man. Jack too, fine as hell. And
you got 2 pretty girls here, you know what I'm saying?
Great personality, man. But, I just think she's out of her depth in this weight class. She can be competitive because she arguably won the Chukagian fight. I did not score for her. I thought Chukagian did the better work with the volume. And, people got a little crazy because I thought Chukagian lost the 3rd round, but I thought she won the first 2. But regardless, I think that she's going to have a lot of trouble with Macy Barber's size and her punching power and Macy's ability to control the fight. I think it's going to give her real trouble. And, this ain't anyone else that she fought, Hebas, at this weight class. She belongs at 15. At 15, she can compete for a world championship, in my opinion. So, and I agree with you. Her chin is suspect. So, for those reasons, and plus, if we're down in Jacksonville with the pressure fighting style, Macy's going to be the pressure fighter in this fight. She is, unless Amanda just takes center immediately and starts throwing bombs.
I could see that happening. The thing is, I'm still gonna lean Rebus here only because I think we disagree a little bit. I still think Rebus got it covered on the ground.
On the ground though.
But the striking, like I said, it's gonna be power versus volume, and I think Macy, I don't think she throws as much volume as Rebus does.
Yeah.
But again, that's what I'm worried about because again, Macy,
she has volume against the fence.
Yes,
when she gets you against the fence.
And you brought up a good point where I think if she puts Rebus against the fence,
how's she gonna get off the fence?
Cause she's that's a strong girl, man.
She's a strong girl.
She don't got if she don't want to take her down,
just hold her against the fence.
She could beat her up on
win the minutes.
I could see that happening. You're right.
And in Jacksonville, Southern judging, pressure is king.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And queen in this fight. So Macy Barber,
maybe she's a live dog.
She's live as hell, man.
Yeah.
She's live as hell, so...
I'm still going to go on my gut, though, here.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
This fight's a pick 'em. I just don't know if Amanda Ribas at minus 195 is worth a bet. I think Macy Barbara at plus 165 might be worth a look. That's all.
I agree. I agree.
Amanda should win this fight, but I'm gonna lean Macy, and I'm assuming you're the opposite. So
yeah, I'm a lean Ribas, but listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Macy won this at all.
Yep.
Especially with that, because I didn't think about the clinch fighting against the cage.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
Yeah, it's yeah. But anyway, on to the main event.
Ooh, we got the main event here, and we have Josh Emmett going against Ilia Topuria in the featherweight division. Main event. Josh Emmett, 18-3, lost his last fight, but he is currently 4-1 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Sacramento, California. A very old 38 years old. Going against El Matador, Ilia Topuria, 13-0. 13 fight win streak, 5 out of his last 5, obviously. Hailing from Georgia, fighting out of Spain, 26 years old. This fight is, for me, it's a little, when it's easy, it's scary. But sometimes I just got to go with my gut. And I'm going to give the craziest hot take right now. I hope you're ready for it. I think Ilia Topuria wins. What are you laughing at? That's the hottest take I think I've ever given on this podcast.
He's 345, my brother.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay, 345 might be a little too much. I think he is a 3-1. I think if it was like, I'm feeling so good on Topuria that if it was just minus 300, I probably would have still bet it.
How crazy is that?
I feel really good about Topuria. The only thing that scares me
is Emmett's punching power.
Is Emmett's punching power, because we've seen Topuria get chin checked by Jai Herbert.
But
right?
The only thing is, and this is, I was telling you this off the podcast, that Jai Herbert just has way better setups than Emmett.
Yeah,
Emmett's literally faked the takedown, throw the overhand right. He's a stuffed wrestler that throws overhand rights.
Yeah, he's predictable for
he's
sure.
He's predictable as fuck.
Or at least more predictable than Herbert is. Herbert, Herbert's one of those glass cannon guys where, again, he's got the good offense.
Yep.
But, you seen what happened round 2.
Yeah, he got sent to hell, man.
Topuria, man, turned his...
Yeah, he turned him off.
He hit the window shutdown button on that guy, boy. My man collapsed.
Yeah.
Woo, he looked like a demolition, boy.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you here. I don't know if Topuria stops him. I gotta really see. I also want to see how Emmett looks on the scales, because he is 38 years old, trying to cut to 45, and he is a pretty big dude at that weight class.
Yeah.
But I love Topuria in this spot, man, and especially after what he did to Bryce Mitchell, because I thought that fight was going to be competitive, and he made him look like
walked him, boy,
10-1 dog.
He took him around the corner.
Yeah, dude, it was practically a pick 'em, and if you had Topuria, you were like, damn, I should have max bet him.
My man said, "Hold on, where's the leash?"
Yeah,
you got to go outside, Bryce. You got to go outside, Bryce.
Yeah,
all right, come. Okay, put the leash on him. Took him downstairs. Went around the corner and said, "Look, you like that tree? Piss on that tree." Go shit in that tree. All right, we're taking you back upstairs. We're done.
Dog walked that
boy. That was crazy, because I was not expecting that.
Nah, I thought that fight was going to be competitive.
Yeah.
And not in the feet, because I think Topuria's on a different level than most of these guys in the feet. But in terms of the grappling, I thought Bryce was going to have a chance. He wound up stopping Bryce, which is fucking insane.
Also, side note too, not to cut you off or anything.
That's all right.
I think this is going to be one of the few fights where I think Topuria has actually got the height advantage.
How crazy is that?
He's actually going to be the bigger fighter. I want to see him on the scales, because you know how UFC measurements look, where you got two guys who are 6'4", and then Pereira and like somebody else, and Pereira's clearly not 6'4", he's clear like 6'6".
Yep.
But like on paper here, he's got the height advantage by an inch. He's got the 1 inch reach disadvantage, but when it's 1 inch like that, it's kind of negligible. How you say that?
Negligible.
Word? Perfect.
Yep. Perfect. I love it. Perfect.
But I could see Topuria stopping him late. I think mid to late rounds, like rounds 3, 4, 5, I could see it happening. Because I think Topuria,
he kind of presents a lot of the same issues that Yair presented to him.
Yeah, I think he's a very skilled striker. And I could see Emmett being so worried about the striking, so overwhelmed by the striking. I could also see Topuria landing some takedowns on Josh Emmett, who's good defensively, but when you're worried about like when you're worried about Topuria striking so much, especially towards the later rounds, I can see like not an early round takedown, but definitely a later round takedown. And who knows, maybe he grabs his back, chokes him out. I kind of tend to think this fight's gonna end as a KO, but a sub it's probably a little more sneaky. I also can see it going to decision because Emmett's a tough dude too.
He's durable, man.
But again, 38 years old, it's
just took a beating in that Yair fight.
Yeah, man.
He got hit on the bottom. He got hit in the fucking feet.
Yep.
And then Yair just fucking batted him off his back, man. I like Topuria. I think Topuria stops him. I really do. And remember, Yair was able to do that within 2 rounds, if I'm correct.
Yes, 2 rounds. I was just looking it up. Triangle choke, 2nd round.
Yeah, Topuria is not going to do the triangle choke, but I agree. I think it's going to be like the Marvin Vettori, Jared Cannonier effect, where Vettori's going to be so worried about Jared's hands that Jared takes him down, which is crazy,
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, just for the record, just so y'all know, I told y'all Jared Cannonier live as hell last week. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bet him. It's all good though. But you got to listen to me. You got to listen. I told you, he was very close to stopping that motherfucker too. So
listen, I give you credit. You called it. You called it to a T. You didn't bet it.
No,
it's one of those situations. It's like
there was more value in me betting.
How'd you win the race? When you never had your car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you did get it right though.
Yeah.
It was like I feel like it's like a moral victory. But I'm with you because you did call it. I was on
Vettori.
I was on the Vettori side there, and Vettori he looked good early, but he kind of got beat up. As that fight kept going. You're right. It was like an avalanche effect.
I don't have the car, but I'm the racetrack. You know what I'm saying? So, like it's
stupid.
It's what it is, man. I don't have a car in the race, but I'm the racetrack, and that's just.
Isn't a horse? You don't have a horse in the race?
You said car.
I know I made a car analogy, but you took that and you mushed it with the horse analogy.
All right, cool. It's all good. I mean, horse, car, same shit.
I guess horsepower,
yeah. You remember mine, I just see a lot of. I agree with you. I think don't be surprised if Ilia takes him down. I think Ilia's wrestling is super underrated, and you want the real guys. You know how high I am on Ilia Topuria. I think he is one of maybe 3 people in this division that can beat both Max Holloway and Volkanovski.
Dude, he's good, man.
He is fucking good, man.
He's got that Georgian blood and he's got that Spaniard heart.
Yeah,
this guy's a combination of the wickedest. You know what I'm saying?
He's a bad boy, man.
Yeah,
he's a bad boy.
He's good, and it's unfortunate because I like Josh Emmett, but like
great guy.
I think
I think he's just older.
I don't want to say it, but I feel like hold me to it if I'm wrong. I think Topuria might make this look easy. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. You want the real? I think Josh Emmett's style is just catered to the old ways of MMA. He fights like the old school MMA fighters. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's a style that you can have against Ilia. Like, I mean, look what Ilia did to Ryan Hall, who's one-dimensional. Look what he did to Homeboy in his last fight. What's his name? Jai Herbert, one-dimensional. Look what he did to Bryce Mitchell, one-dimensional. And even though Josh Emmett has the capability of wrestling,
he's got the grappling there.
Do you think he's gonna use it? Probably not.
After what man did to Bryce Mitchell? I mean, and Ryan Hall and Damon Jackson, all grapplers. Yusuf Zalal, another grappler.
I feel like Josh Emmett's a one-dimensional fighter. I really do. I think he's just an overhand right and a double leg.
I think particularly in this fight he is too.
He is
because
can you really shoot on Ilia?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're gonna shoot on Ilia, you're gonna get gassed, and he got gassed in the Yair fight. Yair just put a lot of volume on him, and he got him out of there. And the thing is, Topuria has a chin. He has been dropped in the fight or two, but
he's also got that dog.
He's got a dog.
He's one of those like
you got to disconnect his ass.
You can put me down, but you got to take me out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got to disconnect his ass.
You have to.
I don't know if Emmett could do that. I know Emmett. He's like, oh well, I seen the pre-fight. He was like, oh yeah, well he's never been hit by someone that hits like me. Josh, I don't think you've been hit by anyone that hits like Ilia.
Yeah.
And even maybe Yair. I'll go that far, but that's about it. Like,
I agree.
That's it. And look how that fight went. And you want the real? I think Ilia does better work with his hands. He does. Like, Yair knows how to mix in the kicks better. Not that Ilia has the incapability of doing it, but Ilia knows how to mix in the kicks better, and Ilia is a better wrestler and grappler than Yair. So,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
yeah, I don't want to fade him like this. If he knocked him out, would I be surprised? No. But I kind of would be because I just feel like Ilia is just...
Yeah, I can't see Topuria making that kind of mistake when he has
just over him.
You have to wait. You have to look for the left hook and the overhand right.
That's it.
And if you just keep an eye on those two things,
You got the fight in the back.
you got the fight, man.
Yeah.
You got the fight.
Ilia by stoppage.
I think so. I
That's
think
the lean.
mid to late rounds. I wonder how those do the little sprinkle on the 3, 4, 5 there and see how that looks. But or maybe inside the distance if it ain't too blown up.
Yep.
But yeah, Topuria is definitely the side. Topuria is definitely probably the most parlayable piece on this entire card.
Yeah.
So if you want to go that route, but and I think the unders more than likely hit. I don't know if this goes all 5 rounds. If it does, man,
I'd be surprised.
My man Emmett took a beating.
He took a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see him being able to put that kind of volume out on Ilia to hurt him. And, he could
catch him, but
I just think
I feel like Topuria is just again.
Then at 38 years old, you're expecting this guy to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't see it, man. I don't see it. And I just think the same issues he had with Yair, he's going to have with Ilia. I really do. But minus the kicks. That's it. Everything else, though, Ilia's... you want the real? Ilia's a more complete fighter than Yair, in my opinion. He just is. May not be the better fighter. I would love to see them fight, but in terms of overall MMA game, Ilia's a fucking nightmare. He's a nightmare for anybody in this division, man. So, but yeah, we cap it off there. So, but ladies and gentlemen, the ending of episode 18.
18.
Oh my goodness, it's a long ride, man. It's been a long ride already, man. We love it.
What are we legally able to do at 18?
Party.
Party.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, the typical routine, like, follow, subscribe on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And everybody watching on YouTube currently, please hit that notification button. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date. Leave a comment to feed the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button to show us support. That's all I got really right there. Go ahead.
For all the audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts.
There you go.
You already know, man. We gave you some picks on this podcast. We gave you some leans. If you guys are feeling comfortable with the leans that we gave you and we gave you some confirmation, make those bets now before the lines get blown out. We gave you some bets that we're going to commit to. Love those as well. Love y'all. We got some PFL coming up this week on Friday. Definitely follow us on all social media platforms, on our personal joints, and on the Access to Combat.
Definitely going to be dropping some exclusives there. You feel me?
Absolutely. And Edward Balanga fights this weekend. Don't know if we're going to have any skin in the game, but...
something just to note, to take note of, I guess. And, we got something, we'll throw it out there. We don't got anything, hey, no harm, no foul. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But PFL for sure, I think we're going to find some money for you guys. So definitely follow us on all social media platforms and for all updates. And, like, subscribe, comment, do everything you got to do. Show us some love, man. Keep us going, guys. We appreciate all of the subscribers and the followers so far. We hope that the people that are tuning into these podcasts and not liking and subscribing eventually do turn the corner and say, damn, I want to show these guys some support, because we have a lot of views and they don't match up to the subscribes and the likes and the follows and all that stuff. So,
listen, if you like us, leave a comment. Let us know why you like us. If you don't like us, leave a comment. Let us know why you don't like us. You got any questions? Hey, maybe you want a, a little personal question answer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
Hey, how do you feel about this next fight on the next card? Or how do you feel about, like, relationships? Hey, listen, we're open to answering anything and everything, as long as it stays within the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go crazy, but
absolutely.
Me and my brother manned this. We manned this.
The ship.
The ship. You see what I'm saying? So we're just trying to steer it in the right way. I'm all tongue tied today, yo. I'm all jacked up.
Yeah, but guys, straight up, man. Don't be afraid. Subscribing and following this podcast is, a grand total of $3.99. You don't get charged for it. It's just love. It's just support. Yeah. And listen, we're doing well now, but we want to do better. We know we can build this platform up even higher than it already is. And we have nothing to thank outside of what we commit to the podcast. We have nobody else to thank but you guys who actually tune in and give us love. So help us out more. The people who are, shadow watching us, hook us up, man. Hook us up. Straight up.
Hey, man, it's just a button click, baby. You feel me? Just a button click.
Come out of the shadows and step into the light, my boys. And girls.
We are the light.
Yeah.
We are the way. We are the truth. We are the light. We are the axis of combat.
And I tell you what, man, we made y'all some money this year so far, so y'all definitely got to show us some love, man. So
Particularly this guy right here.
nah, we've together, you know. So
I mean, I had a decent year so far. My brother's been hot.
yeah, so it is what it is, man. But love y'all all. You already know. Follow on all those platforms. Love y'all. Episode 18 in the books. See you for episode 19. Enjoy the fights this weekend, guys.